Let's start by talking about this spring offensive we keep referring to. What does it mean? Where are the key areas of concern? Because we know that fighting is ongoing. So what happens come the spring?
Although the fighting is continuing at the moment, in the winter, I've got colleagues who are out delivering aid. The roads are passable, but a lot of the fields are completely impassable. That means manoeuvre warfare is really, really difficult. But come springtime, when the land hardens up again, spring offensive can start. So both sides are expected to launch major offensives. Now, let's be clear, I can't get inside Putin's head or Zelensky's head, but from a military perspective and discussing with analysts, we can have a quick stab at what's going on. From a Russian perspective, Putin's focused on the special military operation, and that seems to be around the Donbass and the Crimea. So almost certainly what he'll be looking to do is to protect his lines of communication up to the north, the P66. He'll almost certainly as well be looking to reinforce positions around Zaporizhzhia to stop the Ukrainians breaking through there. But the main focus will almost certainly be about Bakhmut, a real major push there. We're already seeing some build-up of military forces in the area, which is a key indicator. Secondly, it's relatively close to the Russian border, so resupply is easier. And thirdly, we're not seeing much of the Russian Air Force so far. And, of course, once spring comes and the weather improves, they haven't got far to go to get there, so they'll be less vulnerable. From a Ukrainian perspective, we'll expect to see them try to restrict Russian progress here. Unlikely to be able to stop it completely, but they'll try to eke out a really heavy price from Russia for doing that. Almost certainly they'll be trying to interdict the P66, the lines of communication down. But the key thing we're expecting from the Ukrainians is some form of push down here to break the line from Crimea up to the Donbass, that land bridge there. But all of these ambitions for Ukraine are heavily predicated on the arrival of tanks from the west.
Yeah, let's talk about where we are. Poland on tanks. Poland officially submitted a request to Germany for them to send the tanks they have to Ukraine. We're hearing reports that Germany could approve that by the end of this week. But it's not just Poland. The UK have committed, and other Eastern European nations are hoping to. Where are we in the supply chain, if you like?
Part of this is the sensitivities around Germany about committing to tanks. And I think, although nothing's been decided yet, the German Minister, Annalena Baerbock, announced just earlier on today, here she is at a press conference, that actually Germany would not stand in the way of other countries providing those tanks. Now, up till now, Germany needs to provide the export licences, and the whole focus was on Germany. Well, of course, Germany, for all sorts of historical reasons and written into their constitution, it's really uncomfortable for them to be at the forefront of this decision. So not standing in the way is political language for we're likely to approve it. As you say, Poland has applied for it and therefore really fully expecting. And that will allow Germany to focus on potentially spare support, because all these tanks will need spare support, but also there'll be training. It's getting the tanks in there first thing, even if they arrive tomorrow. They wouldn't be able to use them until that training has been done. And I think all this furore about tanks shows the critical importance of Western technology in this war, and one of the reasons why the Kremlin is increasingly been upping the ante and threatening the West if these appear.
Can we just talk briefly before we go about tension in the Russian military ranks? We are hearing about a bit of a falling out between the Russian top brass and the Wagner group, which is the mercenary group that is operating with Russia in this war.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got long. So literally focusing on Prigozhin at the Wagner group, he used to have about 50,000 convicts. He's Yevgeny Prigozhin on the left here, Putin on the right. 50,000 convicts, apparently down to about 10,000 now. Huge casualty rates, some of them being captured, some of them have just run away. There was a time when Putin, it was useful to use the Wagner group. His military forces had stalled, the Wagner group took the lead, made some progress, but at huge cost. But also Prigozhin started to get ideas above his station. Now they've got Gerasimov in, the new Russian general. He's now much more focused on delivering military effect. It appears that Yevgeny's days are numbered.